Welcome back. In the previous film I talked about how many times do they enter the ark, and I came to the conclusion once. How many times does the flood start? According to the documentary hypothesis, it starts twice, or even more, at least twice. So let's look at the text. First we hear about that in 7 days I will let it rain on the earth. After that, a bit later it says, Noah was 600 years when the flood came with its water over the earth. He went in the ark with his sons and his wife, and the wives of his sons, from the waters of the flood. So we can ask, did the flood start here? When the flood came with its water over the earth, he went in the ark from the waters of the flood. And a few verses later, and after the 7 days, the waters of the flood came on earth. Did it start now? After the 7 days, the waters of the flood came on the earth. Or did it start here? With the date is given 600 years, the 17th day in the second month, the fountains of the deep welled forth, and the windows on heaven were opened. So did it start here, when he went in the ark from the waters of the flood, or after the 7 days the waters of the flood came, or when the fountains of the deep burst forth? So here, if you read the Swedish text, of course you can understand it in a way that it starts only once. It's when on the 17th day, the second month. Of course you can understand it so, but is this literally brilliant? I wouldn't say that. But let's see then, what does actually the Hebrew text say? And which verb forms are used? It's very important to notice. First it said, in 7 days more I will let it rain on earth, in 40 days. In 7 days more. Then it's told that Noah was 600 years when the flood was about to bring water on earth, or over the earth on earth. The form here which is used is perfect. Then you have to ask, is this something that had happened? Is this something that happens right now? Or is it something that is about to happen? And in this occasion, of course, this is something that is about to happen. It hasn't happened. It's told, in 7 days, in 7 more days I will let it rain. And now it's told, how old was he when the flood was about to bring its water on earth? Then Noah came, and in this moment, we know in 7 days it will happen. In this moment, pair and pair, the animals are coming. Perfect is used. And you have to ask, is this something that already had happened? You can't understand it like that. Then you would say pair and pair, they had come to Noah in the ark. But I think the best way to understand it here is this is happening right now. They are coming to Noah as we speak. The time is about to end, and the animals are coming into the ark, as God has told. And then what is said after this? It isn't said that the flood came, the waters came. No, it said, Vayehi leshivat hayamim. And it was. It's the same word, Vayehi, as, and it was evening and it was morning, the second day. It was evening, it was morning, the third day, day 3. And it said le shivat. Le, it's a preposition and it means to, or most common, towards. And it was towards the 7th days. It's a shivat hayamim. It's a construct, and ha is the. It was towards the 7 days. Which 7 days? Of course, the 7 days that was earlier told, in 7 days more I will let it rain on earth. And now it was towards the 7 days. The time period of 7 days was about to end. Umei hamabul hayu al haaretz. And the waters of the flood was about to come on earth, on the earth. Perfect is used again and again. You have to ask, not how well shall I understand it this time? Is it something that already has happened? Is it something that happens right now? Or is it something which is about to happen? And here, obviously, or maybe I shouldn't say obviously, but if you understand the grammar, you would understand that, oh, this is something which is about to happen. The waters of the flood was about to come on earth. It hasn't yet started, but it is about to come. The period of 7 is closing. And then it said, with the date, this day burst forth the fountains of the deep, and so on. Also this time perfect is used, describing the situation. Now it happens, right now, this day. I think the best way is to translate it burst forth, right now. Of course you can translate it as this day they burst, like an imperfect, something that already has happened. But I think literary is best with this day. This date it burst forth. So, was it literary brilliant? Yes, it is. So skillfully written. You get to know the time period in 7 days. You will get to know how old Noah is. You will know it's repeated. The flood is about to come. You hear about the Noah came to the ark, and the animals are going in, and you can hear now we are approaching the end of the 7 days, and the waters are about to come. And then, boom, the fountains of the deep burst forth. It's brilliantly written, and it's a real pity that you can't find any trace of this brilliancy in very many translations, modern translations. It's a real pity, because this is a masterpiece in the flood story, when the flood starts. I just now mentioned the time. In the literature you can find a lot of confusion. Is it a flood 40 days? Is the flood 150 days? How shall you count these days? They don't make sense. It's quite incredible. The problem disappears if you just understand that the 40 days of the intensive rain shall be included in the 150 days. That's also the most natural and logical way to understand it. If a storm, if a rain is very intense in the beginning, but it keeps raining in 7 days, but the first 2 days are really intense. Oh, we had a very tough rain for 7 days. Of course, these 2 days when it started are counted in the complete time. So if you understand that, there are no more problems. You can please check my book if you read Swedish, if you want to know more details. I will also here look at, does the land life die twice? It was... No, actually I will stop here and I will make another film about this when we look at this. How many times does the life on land die? So I end here. Thank you very much. I hope to see you in the next film, where I will talk about how many times does the land life die.